yesterday we did a piece, a market measures, also market movers, that was pushed out on YouTube, and people were a little confused. So today we're going to talk about yesterday's piece, and I have the expert here who's going to explain some things for all of us. I've got lots of questions from viewers, and TP, you're going to explain and answer these for all of us lay people out here who were confused yesterday.
Well, I'm going to try my best here, and this is let's set the stage a little bit for this. I don't want to cover the whole market measure. The research people put together 0 DTE out of the money put spread. So let's say you are bullish on the market. You go into the SPX and you sell a put spread in 0 DTE options every single day. And I got to emphasize it's every single day. It's not picking spots. It's not timing the market. And that's what the results are here. And what they did was they said, okay.
Well, let's pull up the slide. Let's pull up the slide so people can see what we're looking at.
Oh, okay, Jen, you have all the slides. Okay.
Well, I have all the slides. I pulled up one slide. We have this is testing various put spreads. And our viewers have seen many times testing put spreads, whether they be at the money or at the expected move. But what confused everyone with this study is that we have all these different where you're going to put your short strike, half VIX,
yes.
1D, VIX 1D, half VIX, VIX, IVX, and people were confused.
Understandably. All right. So as you said, what that row along the top says is, where do I place my short strike of the short put spread? So they're talking about, so you start with the ATM, the at the money, and then you say, okay, what's 1/2 VIX 1D? What's VIX 1D? Well, what you guys covered, I think, yesterday was the VIX 1 day is the CBOE product that says this is the VIX for 1 day options. So it looks at the 1 day SPX options, calculates the VIX based on those option prices, because that's what the VIX is. Remember,
was that, if I go to it, was that this equation here?
No. Okay. No, that's a different thing. So let's go back to that other slide, and we'll go through what those things are. So the VIX, the VIX is a calculation. It hoovers up all the out of the money puts and out of the money calls, cranks them through a formula, and then generates an overall volatility based on those option prices. That's going to be important in just a second. Okay. So the regular VIX does an average of 30 days. The 1 day VIX uses 1 day SPX options. That's what it's doing.
Okay, so when we see VIX expected, that's based on 30 days versus VIX 1D, that's based on 1 day.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Now, here's the trick. Volatility is always expressed in annual terms. So if I say 25%, it's not 25% for 1 day. It's not 25% for 30 days. It's 25% over 365 days, over 1 year. So if I want to look at if I want to use if I want to calculate the expected move of an index or stock or anything based on the implied volatility for 1 day, 2 days, 5 days, whatever, I have to adjust it from an annual number to a 1 day number. If you go back, Jen, to that other slide with that formula on it, that's the process. That's what the formula is. So if I take that, so the expected move is the spot price or the index price, right? The SPX price. And what I do is take the volatility index. I don't even like to say vol index divided by 100. It's just volatility, basically, okay? You can use this in any product. So they turn let's say a 25% volatility into 0.25. That's what the vol index divided by 100 does. But when you divide it by the square root of 365, it converts an annual volatility into a 1 day volatility. Square root of 365 is 19 and change. Okay. I've used 260 square root of 262. You can use any number in there. Here they're using 365. The numbers are pretty close. So the point is, what that's doing is taking that annual number and backing it down to 1 day. If we go back now to that slide with the numbers on it. So what they did was, so let's just look at the middle one, VIX 1 day expected move. So what they did is they took the VIX 1 day, and we can go to the platform and actually pull that up. But
so people can see.
Yes, so they see
VIX.
It's a real live thing.
Okay.
VIX 1 day is 1534. So they take 1534, divide it by 100 to get 0.1535. Divide it by 19, multiply it by the SPX price, which is, I don't know, $6,600, whatever it is. So the point is, they take the volatility, a different volatility, and then they convert it down to a 1 day number, calculate the expected move. The next step, if we can go back to those slides and we can fill everything in here.
And I just want to say, I know this is like heavy stuff. There are people who are watching, myself included, who are thinking, do I really need to know all this?
So we're going to get to that, Ms. Jenny. We're going to answer that very question, but I want to make sure that I pull the curtain back and show people exactly what these numbers are showing. So you get the VIX 1 day. It takes, the VIX 1535, divides by the square root of 365, multiplies by the SPX, and gets your expected move. And then says, okay, choose your short put on outside their expected move. Now, what they did with half 1 day VIX 1 day and half, if I can say this, the half VIX 1 day and the half VIX, all you have to do is divide that expected move that you had calculated for the VIX 1 day or the VIX and divide it by 2. That's all you have to do. Mathematically, it works that way. So the reason they did that is when they're looking at zero DTE options. It's the red shirt that's getting me, Jen. If I look at zero DTE options, there's one basically 6.5 hours of movement in there. It's intraday. It's not even a full day. The VIX 1 day calculates the range for a full day, 24 hours. So they adjusted it by saying, all right, well, zero DTE option would be chosen based on half of that because it's not a full day. It's basically half of what the expected move of the 1 day is, right? So I have one full day on Thursday, like today. Today's Thursday. If I was using the VIX 1 day yesterday, I would calculate a 1 day move. It's actually, think of it as like 2 days. Okay. What about
these numbers that we have right here?
Right.
Plus or minus 49 for 0, plus or minus 71 for
do not look at those. Okay. They don't use those at all. Okay. So what they're doing is saying they're adjusting that when they say 1/2 VIX 1 day or 1/2 VIX, they're adjusting that 1 day volatility into a zero DTE volatility. That's all they're doing.
And what people want to know, TP, is when you look at these results and someone might say, okay, this best result here is this IVX expected, and that had the best P&L if I'm managing at 25%. When I open up the 0 day and I'm going to place my trade at 9 a.m.,
what do you do?
Where am I going with my strike?
All right. The most important thing to pull away from that grid is that they all had a 90+% probability of making money. Okay, that's basically it. And like I say, you pick your poison. Now, what I would do here, and Jen, you pointed up to that like plus minus 2970. That's based on the old metric, the old calculation you probably did and I did, where we took the at the money straddle, averaged it with the first out of the money strangle, things like that. That's a option price thing.
And is that where this IVX is coming?
No, it is not. The IVX, if you go back to the platform, the IVX is the one to the left of that number. See 28.3? What?
So that's what we're getting in. If you go to the brown bar, that's where, if that IVX is the brown bar.
Yes, if you can find the brown bar and explain to folks what the brown bar is. But the point is that IVX is the VIX calculation performed on the zero DTEs.
Okay.
Okay. Now it's going to be different from the CBOE calculation. It's going to be, there's some slippage in there. Let's put it that way. So here's the way I would do this. Option prices don't lie. The option prices are correct. What does that mean? Well, the market knows what the volatility is. The market says, I'm going to price these options based on what I think the expected move is. Do I care to do I need to calculate the 1/2 VIX 1 day expected move? The VIX one? No, I don't do that. The important thing here is you have 95% plus probability of making money on this strategy over time. The P&Ls, when you take 25% winners, they range from what, $13 to $77, or $81. It's going to be around $30, $40. Think of it that way. The max drawdowns are $7,000. So you're going to get hurt a few times. You gotta put your helmet on when you're doing these types of trades.
I mean, I did it today. I did the $20 wide, and I just went to the brown bar, short strike at the brown bar, $20 wide. I collected $350, put in a 50%, GTC, and
done.
It was
done and done. That's
and I'm out of it already. And I know you mentioned before it's a bullish trade, but not necessarily. It's not necessarily a bullish trade because today's a down day. It's a red day, and I'm out. We see so many red days where you get out. You just need the quick bounce to get out.
Right, and that's why that's where the 50%, 25% winners come in. And so my point is, with all this stuff, this is more of a theoretical validation of what Jenny and I are doing as traders. Okay, that however you pick your expected move to put your short strike, you're going to have a 90% plus probability. And the real key for me is how much credit do I need to take in to make that trade worthwhile? So let's go to the platform.
Well, I think for today, TP, this has got to be a wrap on this, because
yes,
we could talk about this for an hour, but right now it's a wrap on this piece. Hopefully that clarified things. If you have more questions, you can always email me, Jenny at tastylive, and I could cover them another day. But if you liked this piece, we are going to attach it or link it in the comments of the other video that was out there yesterday on YouTube. Like, subscribe, share with your friends, and you could always find us on tastylive.com or the Tastylive YouTube channel. TP, great job. The great clarification. Hopefully they answered everyone's questions.